This the NC beat. I got a freak elite like Pablo Pete. 980 the Neo folders where the Charlotte leaks. 252 for the Greenville. Hat on blue for the Tar Heels. I can edge them on this paradox. Like crack foes, like the locks. We knock bolts and the knots. Now I know when he talks how I can't even announce my parents' script to reach the dot. Cause when this ball point to close, my mental travel hellish spots. Like astro projection. Cannot conjoint the two of us if there is no connection. But you can close section. The NCB, the NCB. The NCB, the NCB, whoa, whoa.
Okay, Mr. Jackson, I love you, Mr. Jackson, for real, I do.
I almost got away. If it wasn't for that goddamn Gerald Jackson and the NCB mob, I almost got away. Gots to be more careful.
Hold on, I got the mic muted. Can y'all hear me? Let me see here. Let me get this stat. All right, what's going on, everybody? Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you share the live. It's Friday night. Make sure you share the live. So tonight, I wanted to come live. I want to talk about the story of this young man who was killed at the hands of the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office in Brunswick County, North Carolina last year. Many of you may not know the story, but tonight, if you don't know it, you will know it. And you can also go to our website, thencb.com, to learn more about the story. Now, this is a story where the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office has constantly harassed this young man. They have constantly tried to get him to work for them. And when he said no, he don't fuck with the law, they started harassing him. This one deputy named Joe Cherry, they say he a big drug officer down there in Brunswick County, and he loves to harass black men. And this department has constantly and continuously harassed this young man, and they killed him. They killed him. They committed 2 officers who were not certified in pit maneuver and who was not trained in pit maneuver. Ran, Tyrus Duke Bimbo off the road and killed him. And then the sheriff tried to make it seem like that Duke went off the road, swerved, and hit another car head on. And the sheriff, John Ingram, didn't want to tell the people that his officers actually knocked Tyrus into another vehicle. Tonight, I'm going to play radio communications that the North Carolina beat obtained last year, where you will hear an officer tell another officer that we have to stop him before we get to Seashore. I mean, it's so crazy because the radio transmissions is just so crazy. It's crazy how they hunted Duke down. So the family filed a lawsuit against the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office against Sheriff John Ingram, who has resigned. He stepped down after this lawsuit was filed, and sources confirmed to the North Carolina Beat today that Sheriff Ingram indeed stepped down because of this lawsuit. Okay, but he was standing up behind that damn podium trying to spread these lies to them damn bumblebees down there in Brunswick County that thought he had so much goddamn honey. But come to find out, he didn't have what he thought he had. So now he is running for the hills because he know under his watch, under his administration, that his deputies were harassing a black man, okay? Told him after he got out of court that they was going to hang him. Alexander Melvin told Tyrus Duke Bimbo that he was going to hang him. And 2 days later, that same officer, the same officer and another officer pitted Duke Bimbo off the road. And then they left the scene. Duke was alive 20 minutes after that wreck. And when Alexander Melvin and Keith Boland ran Duke off the road, they left the scene, told dispatch they didn't have damage to their vehicle. They left him there for 20 minutes. Didn't even help the other family in the other car. But Sheriff John Ingram lied, and he told the people that Duke swerved off the road, went onto the side of the road, came back on, lost control of his vehicle, and hit another car. But the people in that car that was involved said that they saw the moment that Brunswick County Sheriff deputies knocked Duke into them. The family has filed a lawsuit, and it has alleged everything that the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office committed. These deputies. Let me get it up here for you guys. Give me one moment. I want to pull this up because I want you to see this. I want to read some of this lawsuit for you. And we're going to talk more about this case and tell you how it all went down. Now, Duke should still be alive today. And then this is the thing. Another thing. After they killed this boy, this man, they wouldn't even let his mom and his family see him. Every officer in Brunswick County was at the hospital waiting on Duke's family to get there. You would have thought it was a Black Lives Matter protest, as many officers as it was out there when her family got there. They wouldn't let her go. They didn't want her to go into the emergency room. Now, the emergency room is open to the public. She couldn't even go into the hospital to ask questions about what happened to her baby. She couldn't even, they wanted her family to stay outside after they just killed her child. After they just killed her Duke siblings, brother, after they just killed him. You telling this man's siblings and his mom that they can't get no type of information, that they have to wait till the investigation. Just imagine going about 2 weeks without seeing your son, without knowing what happened to your son. Other than you knowing that this is not the first time that Brunswick County Sheriff's Office tried to take him out of here. I mean, they tried to take him out by trying to file frivolous charges against him that didn't even stick. And then Sheriff John Ingram gets online and want to tell the people that he done had numerous buys of this, that they was trafficking it. And ain't not one time to this day from that raggedy ass press conference that John Ingram sat up on them struggling ass news stations and told that lie to about what was in Duke's car and what they was. Not one time have that man came out and showed any type of proof of anything in that man's car. If you say you following somebody because you got word that they bringing in drugs from another town, why would you run them off the road and then leave the scene? When you want to recover the drugs, I mean, you got to make me believe that this was a legal traffic pursuit that ended in y'all trying to take somebody off the road because you say they was going over 100 miles per hour, but a camera shows differently, right? It shows Duke following the laws. Well, I mean, he did swerve around a vehicle and turn, but he wasn't reckless. He wasn't going a speed that the sheriff's department put out to make them want to have to get somebody off the road because this guy's dangerous and he's driving erratic. He's going crazy on the road. This wasn't them type of chases. See, when you got people like that, you do pit maneuvers and you put down spikes to try to check their vehicle. But this chase right here was Alexander Melvin trying to make his words come to pass. He was trying to do what he told Duke he was going to do. Y'all, you know, no charges have been filed. Now, District Attorney John Davis said that if any new evidence came about that this was anything other than a traffic stop or a traffic pursuit that ended in a fatal, collision or what have you, then, he would relook into the case and he would try to, see and investigate to see if there's anything that he can do as far as bringing charges upon these officers. Now, it's a lot of evidence. It is a lot of it's a lot of evidence for charges to be brought against the officers. No charges has yet to be filed in this case. None whatsoever. No charges have been filed in this case. Now, I'm about to put up a picture because I want you guys to see who the officers are. Okay. I want you guys to get a good look at who these men are that took this young man out. And the thing about it is that this is normal in Brunswick County. The Brunswick County Sheriff's Office has a history of harassing black men. They have a history of trying to get black men to work for them. And if you don't, they have a way of trying to plant stuff on you, whether it be a traffic stop and they throw something in your car, whether it be, they taking you down and they putting their knee on your neck, coming up in your house, shooting you accidentally. All of this stuff is going on at the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office. And it just seems like that because all these white people are in these positions, they don't give a damn about us protesting and us. It's so sad that a mother, a black mama, a black father, or a black family, period, have to stand in front of cameras every time something involving their loved one happens. Why do black folk have to stand in front of the cameras and ask the district attorney or the FBI or the president or the governor to do something? You show me where you see white families, white mothers standing in front of cameras when their child been killed by the police. That officer gonna get fired and his ass going to jail. Point blank, period. But here you have it, a man just traveling, doing his own thing. Now, let me tell y'all the story. So, and then I'm going to read some of the lawsuit. So, on July the 6th of last year, okay, Duke had to appear in court and Officer Alexander Melvin was there. Okay. The charges of the reason why Duke had to appear misdemeanor were dismissed. Okay. As he was leaving, Alexander Bolin told him, "I'm going to hang you, boy." I'm going to hang you. Ever since that day, Duke would not leave his home without someone being with him. And the way the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office killed Duke was so strategic. It was like these officers had already been communicating about what was going to happen or what they was going to do if they ever had the chance before they did it. And 2 days later, after this officer said he was going to hang Duke, they started surveilling him. They started watching him. They started stalking him. Now, I'm telling you, I'm about to get into this lawsuit because I want you guys to hear the facts of this case. These are the only facts of this case. There's no other way around these facts. This is what happened. And this is why Sheriff John Ingram has decided to resign. Because he knows that his department, including himself, has been busted. And they don't want to answer to this lawsuit. And from my understanding, I don't believe they have yet answered to the lawsuit. I don't believe they have yet answered to this lawsuit, but they have to answer to this lawsuit because it ain't going nowhere. The only place it's going is forward. So let me give me one moment, y'all. Let me put up this picture of these officers. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna just put this back up here real quickly until I pull it up. But I can show you guys right here. Okay, you see the officers right here on the left. Officer Keith Bowling, Officer Alexander Melvin, and Officer Sheriff John Ingram. Okay, now John Ingram is the officer who is the sheriff of Brunswick County who has resigned. Okay, he has resources told me today that he resigned for the simple fact that this lawsuit has come out and some things is not going to go well for them down in Brunswick County. I'm just letting y'all know some things just not going to go well for them. Now, Keith Bowling and Alexander Melvin. Now, Alexander Melvin, the man that you see right there with the hat on, he is the officer who told Duke that he was going to hang him in court 2 days before Duke was killed by the county sheriff's office on July 8th last year, 2022. Now, as I told y'all before, this sheriff tried to defend his officers, his deputies. They had no legal basis. I mean, it was no reason for them to have been chasing Duke. Okay, that night they had no intel. They had no information about anything. That man was going home to Seashore Hills where he lived. Okay, and they said on the radio that we got to get him stopped before Seashore, telling the other officers that we got to get him stopped before he gets home. They did not want him to make it home because they already knew that Duke's mom was not going to let them come up on her property. And if they did come up on her property, her son would have been safe. And it would have slipped out of Alexander Melvin's hand what he wanted to do to Duke, which he already told him he wanted to hang him. So he couldn't let Duke get home. Him and Keith Bowling could not let Duke get home because if they would have gotten home, they wouldn't have completed the job that Joe Cherry wanted them to complete. They would not have completed the job that John Ingram wanted them to complete. So now that the shit has hit the fan, John Ingram want to leave Keith Bowling and Alexander Melvin all alone to handle this on their own. I got 30 years in this game. I've been 15 years as your sheriff. I'm up out of here. And they almost got away if it wasn't for me. They almost got away. But the North Carolina beat came in like a mighty rushing wind and told the public what went down because they wanted to sleep this under the rug. It's normal that people's stories out of Brunswick County get swept under the rug. Oh, it's normal. It's normal because the police department down there don't care about their citizens. All they care about is trying to pull somebody over and get rank in the department. Now, I want to read some of this lawsuit because I want you guys to understand what is going on in this case. Okay. Now, again, to your left is Keith Bowling, and to your right is Alexander Melvin. Okay. On July 8th, these two men, young men right here, these two deputies, they illegally and unconstitutionally used deadly force by pitting Duke. Okay. They had no training and they were not certified to use a pit maneuver on him. These two officers right here. Okay. They were not trained and they were not certified to pit anybody. As I told y'all on Wednesday, July 6th, Alexander Melvin told Duke that he was going to hang him. On Friday, a friend named Miss Gore, who I'm going to refer to as Miss Gore, okay, Duke had called her and asked her to meet him at Freedom Star Road to follow him home. Because remember, Alexander Melvin, the officer on the right, had told Duke that he was going to hang him. So Duke was not going to be out in the streets without someone he trusted with him so that he will feel more safe, because these deputies who have power, we just seen what an officer who had a whole bunch of stuff around her waist, guns, tasers, batons, walked up on a girl in Georgia. So Miss Gore's fiance meets Duke. They follow him. On the way home, Duke stops at a Circle K. Okay. He stops at a Circle K. They leave. The Circle K headed to Seashore. Now, as Miss Gore and her fiance is following Duke, one of the deputies pull over Miss Gore's car. And other deputies get behind Duke. So what they're trying to do is they got to stop Miss Gore. So in order for them to get the Duke to hang him, they got to pull over the car behind him because they've been surveilling him. So they know this car, I'm following him from Freedom Star Road to Circle K. So whoever in that car, we got to pull them over too. Because remember, they might be coming from South Carolina. Like Sheriff John Ingram was telling a lie and said that they was bringing some drugs. So they pulled them over. Now, the deputies told Miss Gore, her fiance, that they smell weed. And I'm just trying to understand, how the hell can you smell marijuana inside your car, in my car? If you in your car, sitting in the cut, stalking Duke, and I'm following behind him, how you gonna say you smell weed in my car? Do you smell weed, or was you trying to get me off and behind him so y'all can get behind him? So they pulled over Miss Gore. Okay. They pulled out the seats in their car. Miss Gore's in the car. They pulled out the seats. Stripped their car down just to give them a warning for tent. Once them officers did what they did to Duke, they let Miss Gore and them go. Watch your tent, because it had came over the radio that there was a 1050 because Alexander Melvin and Keith Bowling just carried out a murder. And you can say what you want to say. Oh, you dragging? No, I'm not dragging it out, because that's exactly what it was, murder. Now, when the deputies stopped Miss Gore's car, Bimbo kept going forward. He kept on traveling. He didn't stop. Okay. But he was being followed by an unmarked Chrysler 300 that was being driven by Officer Keith Bowling. Let me put their picture back up again so you can see who they are. Keith Bowling right here on the left with the K9 dog. Okay. Now, according to the lawsuit, eyewitnesses claimed and said and stated that they saw Keith Bowling, who was driving in the white unmarked Chrysler 300, bumping Bimbo's vehicle. Okay. Now, while Bimbo and the defendant, Keith Bowling, were heading towards Holden Beach Road, the Chrysler 300 then pushed Bimbo's car into the shoulder of the road. Eyewitness said then that's when Keith Bowling lit up his car. He put his light bar on. So you mean to tell me that you bumping this man with no lights on? You're not saying it's a traffic stop. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you this. The reason why I know that the eyewitness is not lying is because when I play the audio call, you're gonna hear the officer talking about he's trying to get a vehicle stopped, but you don't hear his sirens, right? You won't hear his sirens at all. So it is true. I believe it, because you won't hear his sirens or none of that. Okay, if you pursuing a car at 100 miles per hour like y'all claim, which a camera contradicts and dispute your lie you told, then you will have your lights on and your sirens, wouldn't you? Okay, so when Duke got to Red Bug Road and Holden Beach Road, there was another car in the left lane that he went around, okay, slowly. And then he turned left, okay, maneuver around the car. He wasn't speeding. He wasn't driving recklessly. He didn't hit the vehicle. He went around the car slow, and then he turned. But the Brunswick County Sheriff's Department was crossing lines, illegal lines, yellow lines, and everything. They weren't looking for no traffic or nothing. All they wanted was Tyrus Duke Bimbo. When Duke made that left turn into Highway 130, you can hear Alexander Melvin on the radio telling Keith Bowling, Keith, you got to get him stopped. Okay? Y'all said we got to get him stopped before he get to Seashore. Now, these are the two officers right here. Keith Bowling, Alexander Melvin. Okay? Now, both Bowling got up to the front. Okay? He tried to pit Duke's car. It didn't work. Then he got close to Duke's car even the more, where, according to Keith, he could see Duke's looking at him through his review mirror. That's how close he was. Where he's told in his statement that I was so close that I could see him looking at me in his review mirror. This is what Keith Bowling said in his statement. Okay. Now, the deputies claim that Duke lost control of his car, and he didn't. They tried to kill him while he was driving on a road safely, trying to get home. And they ran him off the road. And they left the scene. And I believe they took their car and got it repaired because you already had hit him at a high rate of speed. So the witnesses in the other vehicle that these two officers knocked Duke into said that they were driving and they witnessed the chase. They saw the chase. And then they saw the officers knock Duke into them head on, causing the car to flip. And for 20 minutes, Duke was alive. And Keith Bowling and Alexander Melvin left the scene and didn't even render aid. Not one time did they render aid. They left the scene of an accident. They left the scene where they just had ran a man off the road. They ran him off the road, left the scene, had to go get the car fixed. They could not be caught on that scene, knowing that they just killed this man. These two men right here. These two men right here. The one on the right is the one that said he was going to hang Duke. And District Attorney John David has not yet filed any criminal charges in this case. They had no right to kill this man. They had no right to hunt this man down like they did. Now, I'm about to play this recording because I want you guys to hear it. And I want you guys to hear what is being said in this recording. Now, this is radio transmissions that we obtained last year. And it is the radio traffic communication between the officers who are responding to this. I just want y'all to listen. I'm going to point some things out to you. Here we go. One second.
We're trying to contact deputy in the median 17 near the south end of Main Street, Sloat.
Delta 3, I'm with them.
10-4. We're going to try and get a vehicle stop, Nissan Altima, headed south on 17, a high rate of speed, going to attempt the traffic stop, coming past the rest area.
10-4.
He's going to be running. If you could come on, step 17 south.
Take on my unit, toll traffic.
Speak on. We're 1043. We're 17 south. Clear traffic. Subject's going to be Tyrus Duke. He's driving a Nissan Altima. Dark black.
Speak up here 12. I'm coming up on 7th Avenue. Speed 160.
Last unit, speed.
Victor 12, excess of 100.
Copy, excess of 100.
Sierra 4 route.
Sierra 4.
Victor 12, coming up on north end of Main Street.
Victor 12, copy north end of Main Street. Sting on Victor 12, update.
Benton, go ahead of me.
Slow it down, turn on red bug.
Copy, turn on red bug.
Benton, go ahead of me.
Come on.
Delta 3, request for load.
Copy, request load.
Catch.
CCOM, C13.
He swerved at me a couple times, just trying to fit.
C13 is 1043, good.
County's requesting salute unit assist 1043. They're trying to pin the subject at this time on Holden Beach Road. They just turned off of Redbug onto Holden Beach, requesting salute assist if you can go to Reagan Law 1.
Go Hold Beach Road.
Copy, Holden Beach Road.
Sing on 110.
All right, left hold beach road, left hold beach road.
10-4 now.
Left Holden Beach Road.
211 directed, swell, switching the wall. Keith, we got to get them stopped before Seashore.
Last chain revised. I've got those channels pulled up, unable to copy.
1050, 1050.
Copy 1050. Location is 1050.
Flip, overturned. Got a car overturned, 2 vehicles overturned.
10-4, keep.
10 EMS, 1018, 1018.
10-4, I need a location.
Holden Beach Road just past Redbud.
So, you know, so we have a 1050. Vehicle overturned. Attempting to get further 1014 on a 1020. Copy Holden Beach Road just past the rest stop. Stick on the end unit. Can you advise if you're going to need SHP?
General. Delta 3, I'm 1023. I'll be Holden Beach Road near Beachway Trail. Roadway's going to be 1053.
10-4.
Delta 3, release traffic. We're still signal 50. We're going to need EMS and fire 1018 vehicles on fire.
10-4, they're being dispatched now.
Vehicle 3 on. What's the location on that 43?
10-4, it's going to be Holden Beach Road and Beachway Trail.
10-4. Any damage to any county vehicles?
Now, if you pursuing somebody in a motherfucking pursuit, if you in a hot pursuit, you only gonna use a pit maneuver if somebody is putting the other people's lives in danger. This man said, Keith, we got to stop him before he get home. He said Seashore. That's where Duke lives. Seashore is. We got to stop him. Not we got to stop him because he's driving crazy. You already knew who he was. You already knew his name because when it's going to be a Tyrus Duke bimbo. You knew Keith and Benton name, but you didn't know the name of the officer that was sending that median that you was trying to get in contact with. That's how you know y'all conspired to do this, because you knew Keith's name. Yeah, y'all the boys. Yeah. You knew Keith's name. You knew Benton's name. Well, we're going to talk about Keith, because Keith is you knew Keith's name, but you didn't know that officer that was sent down there in that damn, in that median. You didn't know Keith was sending that median. You could pull up on your screen to see who was sitting in that median, but you knew Keith, though. You didn't know that officer in the median, but you knew Keith, though. Because you knew Keith and you, Alexander and Joe Cherry and, Ingram, y'all his boys. Y'all do all the dirty work. We got to stop him before he get to Seashore, because they know if he would have got to Seashore, he would still be alive. They knew if he would have got to Seashore, they would have sweated bullets, because they didn't complete the assignment. They didn't complete their job. So, no charges has been filed. Ingram said in a press conference that Duke ran off the road, but the people and hit this other car head on. But the people in the car who was hit head on said they saw the deputies knock Duke into them. They saw the police knock his car into them. And they said, according to a sworn affidavit, that after Keith knocked Duke into them, that Keith and Alexander Melvin left the scene, didn't even render aid. Didn't even render aid. Didn't render no aid. None. Didn't give him help. Duke was alive. He was still alive. John David tried to say that he was dead, that the car was on top of him. No. Duke was still alive. And when the fire chief got there, they ignored him. They knew he was dead. They knew he was alive. And they ignored him. They been sued to the fire chief. Surely is. They knew that Duke was still alive when the fire rescue got there. According to the lawsuit, after Bolin and Melvin pitted Bimbo, at least 2 EMTs arrived at the crash site. And according to their recorded statements, they observed Bimbo lying partially outside of his vehicle. One of them said, I assume Mr. Bimbo was dead because no emergency personnel was rendering aid. And Brunswick County Sheriff's Office drug agents were just standing around not doing anything. This is what one of the EMTs said in their statements. Then I heard Chief Hewitt shout, he's alive. Get me some help over here. The person says, I could hear Mr. Bimbo making sounds. According to the statements by Lieutenant Colonel Laurie Watson of the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office, Chief Hewitt had prematurely pronounced someone's death before, before he knew they was dead. According to the lawsuit, an eyewitness reported Bimbo's body lying partially outside of his car on the pavement for almost 20 minutes before anyone checked on him. When Bimbo was still alive, Chief Hewitt ignored him, and defendants Bolin and Melvin failed to render medical assistance to Bimbo after forcing him into a head-on collision. The motherfucking EMTs and the goddamn, they didn't even do their jobs. A EMT cannot pronounce somebody's death. Only a paramedic can. So y'all should have been there rendering him medical aid until the paramedics got to the scene. Had Keith Bolin and Alexander Melvin rendered medical aid to Duke when they ran him off the road, he would still be alive. To this day, he would still be alive. Had Chief Hewitt not assumed that someone was dead, because according to MT, Chief Hewitt has in the past called somebody's death prematurely before knowing they was even dead. So he already just think that he could just look at something and say they ain't gonna make it. You don't know who God has destined to survive something. You don't know. How you know? Just because you see a bad wreck don't mean there aren't any survivors. Do your job. They didn't do their job because they had to kill Duke. That's what they wanted to do. That's what their job was. And John David, the district attorney, is covering up for them. Instead of him being an unbiased and an impartial district attorney, he has decided that he wanted to side with the law. There should have been charges in the beginning. From start to finish, there should have been charges. You want to sit here and worry about a motherfucking goddamn sheriff that's talking about he tired of the black people working at his damn department, and you want to get him fired and you want to get him removed for office, but you had white officers kill a black man, hunted him down like he was a deer in a field and kill him. But you don't want to press no charges on him. But you worried about a sheriff who was on the phone being recorded talking about his black employees. They still got their lives. If you go prosecute the law, you need to prosecute Alexander Melvin and Keith Bolin. If you want to prosecute somebody, we ain't worried about no phone call. We are worried about Keith Bolin and Alexander Melvin having personal vendettas out against citizens, black citizens in Brunswick County, and y'all not doing nothing about it. So we're going to blow up y'all phone lines and we go into TikTok. So the millions of people on TikTok can also blow your motherfucking lines up. Y'all worried about a motherfucking man that's on the phone talking about, I'm tired of these black employees. Fire them all. Get them all out here. No. Fuck that. We want justice for Duke. Alexander Melvin and Keith Bolin should be suspended right now pending a criminal investigation. It needs to be reopened. The district attorney's office needs to look close into the case, do work, get up off your ass, and go do the work. Go do the work. Go do the work. It should tell you something that the damn sheriff done resigned 30 years. 15 years of sheriff. And after deep consideration, you done decided that you want to step down. You want to step down because you got a murder on your hand. You want to step down because Joe Cherry was calling all the shots at his 155th grandmother funeral. How many damn funerals his grandma gonna have? She only got one life. She ain't no cat. A cat ain't got no damn 9 lives. You kill a cat, he gone. She gone. You resign because you got caught. The Brunswick County Sheriff's Office got caught. And now you're going to have to pay. You're going to have to pay. You ain't got no choice, but you're going to have to pay. You got to pay for what you did to Duke. You're going to have to pay for what you did to Tyrus Duke. Did y'all hear that recording? Do I need to play that recording one more time? This man get on the radio and say, I'm trying to get in contact with the officer that's in the median. It's going to be a black Nissan Altima. No tag number. None of that. Matter of fact, before you even said what the make and model and color of the car was, you said you trying to get a car pulled over. Why you just didn't say what the car was when you called in the first time and said you were trying to... dispatch, I'm trying to get a Nissan Altima, all black in color, pulled over. Why you ain't just say that? Why you got on that radio, on that recorded walkie-talkie, and said that, Keith, we got to stop him before we get to Seashore? Alexander, why did you tell the other officers to go around you? Because you knew that 2 days prior that you just threatened Duke. And you told him you was going to hang him, and people heard it. So you couldn't be caught the one behind him. That's why you didn't even get on the radio and say what your radio number was. You didn't say 1659 to Central or dispatch. Go ahead, 1659. Yeah, I'm trying to get a vehicle put on. No. You went straight into, I need that officer that's over there in that median. I'm trying to get a car stop. And then throughout the audio recording, you told another officer to go in front of you. Because you just threatened Duke 2 days ago. And you could not get caught being the one behind him. You could not get caught being the one that bumped his car into another. So you had to get on your phone. I'm sure you did. I believe you got on your phone and called Keith. Look, this is Tyrus. If this was such an operation, wouldn't y'all be on a tactical channel? You wouldn't be on the main channel, would you be? You would be on the tactical channel, right? Well, all the officers that's part of this operation, we ain't messing up the main channel line. We ain't messing up the main line because we still got 911 calls all over the county. So we gonna be on the You would think if y'all was doing a real operation, we gonna be on the tactical channel. If y'all was really doing a real legitimate, legal, lawful operation, to stop somebody from trafficking drugs from South Carolina to North Carolina in your county, y'all would have been on a special channel. You would not have been on this motherfucking goddamn main channel. When you got in your car and you said 10 in service, you was looking for Duke. I'm sure you drove by Seashore. You tried to see if he was home. Then you spotted him, or you had your little buddies. You know, where y'all at? You know you can use your cell phone and text another officer without going on the radio. You know, you keep that shit on the wraps. We the law. We can say anything. We can lie and say they were swerving and just pull them over. For no reason, they weren't even swerve. We just gonna lie, pull them over. Let me see what you got in that car. Get out. That's how the police harass people in Brunswick County. Ask me how I know, because I got about 20 emails right now about people who have stories about the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office messing with them. And John David has decided he don't want to file no charges. But what he did say was that he will reopen the case and look at the new evidence. The new evidence is here. You got witnesses. You got eyewitnesses who was involved in a wreck that survived. All of them survived. They said they saw Keith and Melvin leave the scene after they forced him in an illegal pit maneuver. If I was a district attorney, you got to look at the facts. You got two officers who are not certified and who is not trained to do a pit maneuver. Pits another person that forces them to crash into another car. Matter of fact, forces them head on into another vehicle. And those people in that vehicle said they saw those officers did it. That's an easy case right there. You're going to be charged. Even for a mistake, they're negligent. They're crime. There are charges for even when you make a mistake. But this DA finds no fault. Finds no fault. They find no fault, y'all, in these officers right here. These officers right here. Right here. Keith Boland and Alexander Melvin. They find no fault in them. So if you live in Brunswick County, just be careful, because the police will lie on you, kill you, and tell your family that you caused your own death. Because that's what they tried to tell Miss Becky about her son. And Duke knew that those officers was bothering him when Alexander told him in court, because they had already been harassing him months before. And it's so crazy because he called for his family friend to follow him home, and the police want him so bad that they claimed in their car that they smelled marijuana coming out of Miss Gore's vehicle, that they pulled her over. Now, when did you smell vehicle? I mean, when did you smell marijuana. And then John Ingram in your press conference, he stated that it appeared that Duke was selling drugs at the gas station, the Circle K, but not one time did y'all rush in. If somebody is parked in a gas station somewhere and y'all surveilling them and they selling drugs, you didn't rush in. When you smell marijuana, you didn't rush in. Y'all waited till Duke and them pulled out and drove on. Why didn't y'all stop him when he was at the gas station? You mean to tell me that you following Tyrus Duke Bimbo, you behind him? And matter of fact, you behind him. You wait till he leave the store to pull him over. So I guess everybody just going 100 miles per hour when the police get behind us, huh? That's what we doing when the police get behind us. Now, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. It's been plenty of times where the law done got behind us and we done turned off that corner street. You know, we probably just done hit the blunt and done got in the car and we like, oh shit, we paranoid, done turned off, or but we ain't just speeding off at no 100 miles per hour. Police behind. So you mean to tell me that this man was speeding 100 miles per hour, but a camera shows that during the chase, he slowed down from 100 miles per hour and turned on a road, and y'all pitted him? Now, let me tell you another thing that they did. Y'all know the black box? Y'all know the black box that's in the cars, right? Let me put these officers' pictures back up here because I want y'all to see who these officers is. Y'all know the black box, right? Y'all know the black box that be in the cars. Hold on, let me pull this up real quick. Hold on, pull this real quick. Give me one moment. Give me one moment here. Let me pull this up. Hold on. Hold on, let me pull this up. I'm trying to see this. Hold on. Pull something up real quick. To find it. Hold on, y'all. Okay, it's not. Let me do it. So, anyways, so you know the black box that's in the vehicle, right? They destroyed the black box. They don't want the people to know the real speed that Duke was on because they knew it wasn't 100 miles per hour. So we want these two officers charged, and I'm trying to get this information pulled up so we can do a call to action, but it's not pulling up. But this is what I'm going to do. So this is what I want everybody to do. Okay, hold on, y'all. Let me get this information pulled up here. want you guys to take this number down. I want you guys to take this number down right here. Where's the number at? Hold on. Okay, so the government is having some problems with their website. So okay, so take this number down right here. 910. I need everybody to take this number down because we're gonna do a call to action. And I'm gonna do another live with all of the information that we need. So the number is 910-253-3910. Hold on, y'all. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Nope. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me get the right number. Their website is down. Hold on. Look, they dropping the number. Hold on, y'all. Let me get the right number. Hold on. I want to get y'all the right number. Somebody in Brunswick, let me see. When somebody said I'm calling right now, hell, is they open? No, they ain't open. Believe they voicemails. I'm going to this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to have the information on the blog tomorrow. So make sure you guys go and check that out. Wait, let me see if I can get this information because okay, I got the email. Hold on, let me put this up here because I want y'all to email this man and tell him we want charges against these officers. Alexander Melvin and Keith Boland. Okay, so the district attorney is John David. Okay, and this is his email. JONATHAN.M.David at ncccourts.org. Jonathan M.David at ncccourts.org. All right. So this is the district attorney email address. Okay. Email him tonight. Blow his email up because we're going to TikTok too. Blow his email up and tell him that he needs to charge Keith Boland and Alexander Melvin, in the fatal killing of Tyrus Duke Bimbo at the hands of them. These are the two officers that took Duke out that night. And y'all see Alexander Melvin, right? The one over there with the hat on his head. Go in front of me, Benton. And let me say this. Don't just Jonathan.M.David at ncccourts.org is the only thing. Don't put DA John David. That's just his first name, John David. But start with Jonathan. It starts at Jonathan.M.David at ncccourts.org. I need everybody that's watching right now to please, let's help get justice for Duke. And let's help get justice for his mom and for his brothers and his sisters and his family and his friends and those that loved him. This is the email. DA John David, Jonathan.M.David at ncccourts.org. Y'all got it? Screenshot it. Now, listen, if you are in Brunswick County and if you are in anywhere in the Brunswick County, Charlotte, wherever you are, or if you're far, tomorrow at 2:00 p.m., Duke's mom, Miss Becky LaSalle, is having a Easter dinner, and she is throwing it for people that love Duke, his friends, his family, people that follow him on social media. And I know some of you all are interested in, you know, um, learning more about this family and this case and supporting. But I'm gonna say this: y'all know where Duke live at, okay, in Seashore. And if you friends and if you family and you love him, go out there, support. They're having a big get together. Miss Becky wants to feed the community. She wants to feed his friends, his family, people that love him. So that is tomorrow, Sunday. Oh no, Saturday. Tomorrow, Saturday at 2:00 p.m. That's 2:00 p.m. Okay, at Duke's house in Seashore. Okay, so if you know where Seashore is, if you know them, if you know the family, um, um, Miss Becky is having honey glazed ham, collard greens, dressing, chicken wings. I mean, she got all kind of food. So stuffing, and she wanted me to tell everybody tomorrow at 2:00 at her place, at Duke's place in Seashore Hills. If you know the address, you know the address. If you love him, if you're friends with him, friends of the family, and you love them and you're supporting them, she wants to invite you all to come out for Easter dinner. And that is tomorrow at 2:00 p.m. So if you're in Brunswick County, if you're in that area, someone said I'm in New Hanover. If you're out there, support. So listen, again, make sure you all email District Attorney John David. He's probably watching. They probably watching. They always watch me, but that's the email. Email him right now. Please email him right now. I'm gonna give y'all a couple of minutes. Screenshot this email. This is John David email. Email him and tell him that we want charges against Alexander Melvin and Keith Boland. And I just want y'all, when y'all get off this live tonight, if you watch the replay, I just want you all to know, and I just want y'all to listen to that audio recording. Just go back and listen. Listen and ask yourself a question. Ask yourself, is this real? And I guarantee you it is. Alexander Melvin had just threatened Duke at court. You know how many times the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office has tried to get Duke for drug charges and they all got dismissed? I think except for one, which was weed, and we all smoke weed because ain't nothing wrong with weed. But the stuff that they was trying to say he had, never been charged with it a day in his life. Every time he go to court, the judges throw out this stuff because the Brunswick County Sheriff's Office has never had any evidence. It's all a cynical. It's all a cynical. They all in cahoots with each other. They all know each other. They all eat out with each other. That's what they do. So don't think. Just like you got friends at your job, they got friends at their job. Just like your friends do favors, they do favors too. Trust and believe. Okay? So email John David, and in your caption and your subject, put justice for Duke Bimbo. Or arrest Alexander Melvin and Keith Boland. Now, so we trying to, I don't know. I just feel like strapping up my boots and taking the streets, to be honest with y'all. But, that's just me. That's just me. You would think folk, and I ain't going to say that. Let me zip my mouth. But, where I come from and the places I've been, people be standing outside motherfuckers' houses calling for justice. So we just asking that the right thing be done. We asking that y'all do the right thing down there in Brunswick County and give this family justice. It's sad that families got to beg. Black families got to beg Why is it so hard for the police to go? Why is it so hard for y'all to indict the popos? Why is it so hard for y'all? I mean, I don't understand. Why is the police? Why is it so hard to arrest the police? Justice for Duke, y'all. Thank y'all so much for tuning in tonight. I'll keep you guys updated on this story. Don't forget tomorrow, 2:00 p.m. If you love Duke, you family, your friends of this family, friends of his, been following him, go support Easter dinner tomorrow at Miss Becky's house in Seashore Hills. Y'all know where Dukes live. If you love him, go out there and support. And so we're going to keep fighting for justice. Make sure y'all email. Let me put this email up one last time for y'all. Make sure you guys email the district attorney. That's his email, jonathan.m.david@ncccourts.org. And tell District Attorney John David that we want justice for Duke.